YouTube, how's it going? John here at Herman Woodworks. Gonna go over something everybody's dealing with this time of year. If you're like me and it is 28 degrees outside and the wind is blowing right now, I still haven't gotten the heat hooked up in the corner of the shop. Got sidetracked, much like a lot of people this year, and been dealing with the kerosene torpedo heater and cracking the door, but getting kind of sick of the fumes and wanted something also for emergency cases for the house. I have a pellet burner and I have a propane furnace, which obviously I don't have propane for right now. But if I lose electricity, I'm kind of in a pinch here right now, and sometimes we get some really bad storms. So I decided to go with a backup, and I'm going to try it out here in the shop too, but wanted to open it up and go over it. I have a ton of Ridgid batteries, and Ridgid happens to sell this forced air propane heater. It runs on these 18-volt batteries, depending on what you guys have. I know we've got Milwaukee, DeWalt fans, Makita, all that stuff like that. I run these. And yeah, so I want to open this thing up. Obviously, what you're going to need is to buy this. It's $150 at the box store. Obviously, you're paying because you can plug it in, or it's the battery. You can it can run for 12 hours according to the box. It can run for 12 hours on its own on a tank and the battery. So let's open this thing up and see what we're looking at. All right, so before I open her up, I wanted to flip the camera around, get a better picture of what we're looking at here. So yeah, brushless 18-volt hybrid forced air propane heater. Like I said, up to 12 hours on this tank and the battery, depending on the setting. I think it said somewhere on the box, I think this thing you can vary it for anywhere from 30 to 60,000 BTUs. So should get it pretty cranking in here. The torpedo heater I've been running is at 50. So pretty stoked to see how this is. Yeah, right here. 30,000 to 60,000 BTUs. Brr. So let's get this thing opened up and get this thing cranked. Manual. Always read these. The hose. I think it said it comes with, I think it's like 10 or 15 feet. I'll have to check that out. But what we've all been waiting for, a plastic bag. No, not really. All right. I'm going to read the thing on how to hook it up first, and then we'll get back to this. But first thing I can tell you right off the get-go is this thing's nice and light. It feels solid. I don't feel any shaky parts. Seems pretty simple. Just like it said, you can either run an extension cord to it and or hook up the battery. So yeah, let me check out the manual and then I'll get back to you here. The nice thing is it looks like it even has its own little manual on here, just so you need to check it out. All right. All right, so read that manual. Let's open up the hose assembly here. Be careful with your razor blade that you don't hit the line. That's a pretty thin line. Yeah, I think I was reading it. I think should be about 15 feet. So you can set the tank a good little ways away from everything. Perfect. All right, it just says I need an adjustable wrench to hook this up. There'll be a nipple here. Take this. And we're going to go ahead and connect that. Let me go get a wrench and get back to it. Not a ton of turns to get that on there. Just snug it up with your wrench. Snugs up pretty quick. Obviously, don't over tighten it. All right, let's get this thing on the ground and get the tank hooked up and fire her up. All right, so before I get her on the ground, it's gonna go like this. Need two hands. You'll hear it click. Boom. Battery's got full charge. Now let's get it on the ground. All right, so the setup's going to be something like this. I'm going to go ahead and hook this line up to this 20-pound tank. Obviously, when you're hooking it on, make sure this O-ring doesn't have any cuts or marks on it. Make sure it's clean. And just like hooking up your grill, we'll get this thing hooked in. All right, line's hooked on. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. Make sure we don't hear any bad hissing sounds where we got a leak somewhere. All right, no hissing sounds. That's a plus. Okay. All right, so according to the manual, we're going to press this button, the on-off. It's going to blink orange for a second, then start blinking green, and I need to immediately press this and hold it down until it goes solid green, and we should hear it fire up. So let's give her the push. All right, we're lit. Oh. All right, I can already tell this is nice heat. All right, it fires up quick. I mean, this thing's going to be an awesome little thing to have around, you know, if you're like, eventually when everything's all back normal again, you know, sporting games, you know, football games, stuff like that, and you're on this, you know, just on the local field stuff, have something like this, keep everybody warm, or heck, camping or anything like that. If you don't got a fire going, this will be a nice little thing to have around. All right, I've only had this thing running for maybe 4 or 5 minutes tops here, and it's already getting pretty toasty in here. Got the door cracked. Obviously, everybody be careful. Carbon monoxide, you can't be running these inside for too long. But honestly, compared to running that kerosene heater, it's a lot better. Quiet. This thing is really quiet. I mean, I knew out of the box it said it was like 65 decibels or something. When I'm running that torpedo heater, if I'm on the phone, people can't even hear me. I have to turn it off. So super pumped with how quick this is picking up the temperature. My shop's 28 by 28. It's brought it up 10-15 degrees already here real quick. I only get my wood shop up to 60-65 degrees at most. Most of the time it's like between 55 and 60. So like I said, long term, eventually there's going to be something up there in the back corner. Sorry, back corner. But just wanted to do a quick review of this. Like I said, it's great to have around, probably emergency situations. We lose power. Still don't have a generator hooked up at our house. So this will be just something to be able to heat if we need to. So if you guys are new to my channel, please subscribe, and I will talk to everyone again soon.